cover the ladies. Whoa, 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 whoa. These 3 books are my coming out journals. But when I realized that maybe I was gay, I kept a separate journal that I would hide. And I didn't want anyone to read it. And it says things like, "Please, Candace's eyes only. This is important to me." And "If you're reading this without permission, please stop right now." And I go through and talk about my feelings when I started coming out to myself. I think sometimes it's really hard for us to come out to ourselves. It's sometimes even harder for us to come out to ourselves than it is to come out to our parents. I started this journal before I went on my mission. There was a girl I had a crush on, so because she winked at me, I wrote this journal entry. "Trying not to hate myself is hard. It shouldn't have affected me, but it did, and I can't tell anyone why." I prayed with all my might that if I served Heavenly Father with my whole heart, that I wouldn't feel this way anymore. And so I kept feeling like now that I'm going on a mission, this phase is going to be over and a new phase is going to start. And so this journal says, "Though this phase of my life is just about over, I hope, and though this book has only been filled 10 pages worth, I know it will be something I carry with me for my whole lifetime, so that I might be loving and understanding and accepting to others. To be honest, I don't know if this phase will ever really be over with me. Maybe it'll be like a slice of an orange, not entirely defining me, but needed to understand the whole part of me. Though all others may not understand this portion, I know it is a part of me. I am still someone to be proud of." I tried to date boys after my mission. I tried really hard. There were a couple really good guys that I went out with, so some of my journal entries are about them. "He's in the other room. I'm so glad I don't have to decide this today. I'm so confused by my options. In time, could his appearance grow on me? I do love his mother. I asked for it, didn't I? He would have to wear me down more, to the point where I lied to myself about who I am, saying I wouldn't want it any other way. And I wonder how often love starts like this, and I pity women everywhere." Coming out was so hard for me. I really got sad about trying to force myself to date boys. January 20th, 2007. I had this odd revelation of what my future would be like if I married him. Basically, I fall asleep to a movie every night into his hot, unsatisfied hands. I'd never be in the mood. Growing hotter, he'd burn my hips and thighs, and I'd be too exhausted to protest. I'd let him burn me. He'd scorch me with his heavy palms until they cooled himself to sleep. It's so sad. It's so sad that I used to think that I was never going to be happy. 2006, I thought about just going to Salt Lake and stepping into a gay bar and just seeing what it was like, and just seeing what people were like, and just looking at it and then leaving. I can't ever do it, can I? Yesterday, I entertained the idea again, practically convinced myself to take one trip to Salt Lake. I never got in the car, of course, but I planted a whole bushel of seeds in my head. I forget that monumental decisions have monumental consequences, and I know that I can never do it. How selfish would I be to let all of that go just to hold someone's hand? I hope God is real so much that I know He is. How else can I sacrifice the opportunity to experience my greatest fear without faith? I was told I had to train somebody new, and I took one look at her, and she smiled at me in a way that made me realize that she was going to be the first girl I was ever going to date. And I kind of knew it right away, and it scared me to death. One day, she told me that she had a big secret, and that she could tell that I had the same secret that she did, and that when she got brave enough, she'd tell me what the secret was. It freaked me out. And then, on March 7th, last night was a bad night for me. It started with such a simple thing, one comment, much more direct than I'm used to. "I wish you would tell me your secret. We both know what it is." A spike of utter fear pierced my gut, and I could do nothing but walk away. On March 7th, I wrote, "For a moment, I considered getting help from the church, just talking to someone in authority with God's authority, maybe get a blessing. But then I realized something. My dream in the church is to be a young women's leader, a camp counselor, a teacher. I've looked forward to those callings since I can remember, but it'd be a black mark instantly. Even if I simply seeked advice, I'm lost with no one to turn to for help. Would any man be willing to marry me knowing?" Consequence after consequence comes to mind, and a sudden realization hits me that the only way out is out, and I want it in a moment's notice. How odd, I thought, crying myself to sleep. that if I swallowed a bottle of pills right now, no one would know why. Somebody gave me a Dove chocolate. I asked the Dove chocolate what I should do about this girl at work that I have feelings for, and I held it really tight, and I opened it, and when I opened it, it said this: send a love letter this week. And I wrote, note, God does not speak to us through Dove chocolate. How cool is that? On March 19th, I wrote, it's such a simple thing. I tickle her arm or leg under the covers when we watch movies with a group of friends. Such a simple thing. On March 21st, I wrote, I've been thinking about fear. What is it about standing on the ledge of something dangerous that excites us so much? I'm standing there now, and though I have reservations about going over, I'm willing to take that jump. I want to finally know if this jump will kill me. On March 27th, I was asleep at my house, and I heard the door open. I wrote this. I saw her come into my room at 3 in the morning. I almost called after her when she turned back around, but I was too afraid. I don't know if she ever knows that I knew that. Now she does. Hey, yo! I know she watches this. So on March 28th was the first time that we kissed. And I wrote, so I jumped, crept right up to the edge and nervously moved forward. It wasn't so scary after all. A bit thrilling, but not deathly. Eyelashes, neck, and lips. Not scary at all. Just soft, sweet, and harmless. Wait, did I say harmless? On April 6th, I wrote, we've kissed 3 times. The first was soft, scary, thrilling. The second, fun and silly. And the third, deep and real. I still don't know what I'm doing. On April 20th, I totally love my girlfriend. I can't help it. I'm whooped and she knows it, and I don't really care that she knows it. She has fun with it too. She teases and tortures, and I just melt. My husband will not kiss me like that. I won't mind too much. I'll keep loving him, but I think always I'll crave her. I kept thinking, though, that she was my only real experience to be in love. I keep collecting things. Dried up flowers, little notes, CDs, ribbons, and pictures. It's like I want to preserve this moment in a box somewhere on my shelf, so I will never forget what it felt like to be loved. On May 3rd, the scariest thing is losing her would be like losing the part of myself that I actually like. On May 6th, I wrote, man, she was upset with me this morning. It was my fault. It's hard for me to be in a secret relationship. I'm the girl who shouts from the rooftops at every passing emotion. She is much more subtle, cool. That has been the cause of most of our issues. More people are starting to find out. It's really hard for me to keep these emotions inside. On May 10th, if the world were only her and I, it'd be easy to love her. But the world isn't her and I. The world is obsessed with heaven and hell, guilt and innocence, right and wrong. Why do these things have to be anyone's business but mine? I'm starting to feel hollow again, a shell of the person I used to be. There are too many people looking at me now, worried about me, measuring my level of spirituality. Can't they see that it's not her who's bringing me down? It's actually them and their judgment. In fact, she's the only thing keeping me from the ledge, because she's the only one who truly understands. How cruel of the world to judge me for loving her when they've made her the only one I can turn to. On May 15th, I opened another Dove chocolate when I was trying to decide if I should still be gay or not. And this one says, naughty can be nice. The maker of Dove chocolates laughs himself to sleep every night thinking about me. On May 28th, I wrote, I'm sick to my stomach about my family reunion this weekend. I'm totally lost in life right now and I need help from them, but I can't ask anyone for it. I don't want them to know. One weekend isn't enough time to heal me. I'm afraid to look any of them in the eye. It will all come pouring out if I do. I've never been very good at keeping private. On June 1st was when I saw my family. I'm still closeted, remember. I said, so I'm here. I can't stop hugging my brother, my mom looks really good, and my sister makes every family trip worth the drive. Looking around at my aunts and uncles, and especially my cousins, makes me realize that I can never tell them, any of them. They won't understand. They'd be sad for me. They'd wonder what went wrong. I'd lose all of them. And I think in losing them, I'd lose myself. I will never tell them. On June 11th is when we broke up. I experienced that moment, that laying naked on your side, bleeding out your heart moment. My pillows will never be the same. June 13th. I had just talked to my mom on the phone. I've been nothing but homesick for her since my family trip. Deep down, I really wanted to talk to her and tell her everything in my head in this book and let her hold me. There's something about a mother's comfort you can't get anywhere else, but I'm so afraid. Afraid of her not loving anymore. Afraid of her making my situation a further example of why she's a failure of a mother. How could I explain that these feelings I've had have been here for years? But even as I fear the thought of talking to her, I can tell she's the only person who can truly understand. I need her. I need help. I need to know she loves me no matter what. I need her to guide me. My fear of losing her pride in me and her love for me is stronger than my fear of losing myself. My mom turned out to be one of the most amazing humans in the world when it comes to me coming out. We broke up off and on, over and over and over again. On June 25th, we had broken up again. When I get depressed, my body has this internal way of punishing itself. It's mental too, mostly mental I guess, but I lose my appetite. I can sometimes, like today, feel my stomach churning, begging me for food, but I've just got to wait a while and it will forget. I keep myself busy. I can't think about it or it hurts worse. So why don't I eat? Why can't I just shove it down? Because I deserve the punishment. Whoo! Woo! On June 27th, I think the worst is over now. I still cry, but I'm starting to breathe and eat again. A little. And I'm not done crying. But I'm starting to feel like myself again. I think the worst is over. After we had been broken up, I opened up another Dove chocolate and it said this: remember your first everything. What a really special way to end that relationship. And the truth is, I'm never gonna forget my first love. I thought I would only ever love her, but that was wrong. Now, all in all, when I think about it, I am never going to regret coming out of the closet. If you or anyone you know is having a hard time coming out, there's so many people who want to help and be there for you. Let us.